Alright, so what's up? So I'm here in my car, lunch break, Sarasota. I just wanted to take a little bit to talk to you about a couple things that, might be important. Start getting into this new year. Say a lot of people are setting goals and things to achieve. So maybe you want to do a bodybuilding show. Maybe you just want to get into better shape. And, maybe you just want to lose some extra weight or get ready for something. So whatever your goal might be, there's a couple things that, if it's fitness related, you might have decided that, I want to get some help with this, which is a great decision to make. If you don't know how to do a job on your car, you don't know how to change the transmission, do you try and do it yourself anyways? Some people do. Alright, cool beans, but some of us choose to pay someone who knows what they're doing. Fitness can be considered the same thing. So, say you're looking at trainers or coaches online and you are trying to decide what trainer or what coach is best for me. So I wanted to do, what are some things that should be big red flags, just like the color of my scrubs, when we're talking about coaches and trainers and people in the fitness industry. Now, just because there's a red flag doesn't necessarily mean that they don't know what they're doing. But there is a big difference between somebody who's qualified and somebody who's competent, So, first things first. One of the very basic things that your trainer, coach, whatever, should be asking you about is your history. If they don't ask you about, what have you been doing for exercise before? If they're working with your nutrition, what kind of, where have your macros been at? What have your calories been at? These sorts of questions are really important. So if we know that your calories if you've been maintaining your weight, let's say 3,000 calories, then I don't need to take you down to 2,300 calories immediately. I can work my way down slowly, and monitor changes accordingly, as opposed to some people that might just cut and slash. The same thing goes for your training as well. You might not know your training volume, and that's a really common thing. But if your coach, trainer doesn't ask you what you've been doing, they could undershoot it, they could overshoot it. Somebody that's experienced, that knows what they're doing, should be asking you what your training's been like, what kind of weights have you been doing, and then should at least be able to figure out a volume. If not, get a 1 to 10 rep max from you at whatever weight and be able to assess what your 1 rep max would be from that. Obviously, you don't have to do any math, but they should be able to program for you from that model. And this is something that anybody who's competent should know how to do. If I attempt to throw somebody into my training routine who's only been training for a couple months, it's not going to go well for them. So I cannot treat my clients as I treat myself, and I really can't treat one client like the next. Every single person is different, is at a different spot, and a good coach is going to recognize that. But they will never recognize that if they don't get your history from you. 2, very low calorie diets. If we're talking general fitness, I don't believe in them. I believe that they do more harm than good, and I believe that they're unsustainable. That being said, some doctors will prescribe them. I'm not a doctor, I'm not going to argue with them. However, if you're consistently eating 800 calories a day, there's a reason that you're not able to lose any more weight, or there's a reason why you're having issues losing weight. I've had multiple clients to where I've done their food logs, and on low days they'd be at 600 calories a day, on their high days they'd be at 900 most. And so I increased their calories and have watched them drop body fat. Now that doesn't mean that that's going to work for you necessarily, but food for thought. Be wary of anybody who immediately cuts your calories extremely low, or who tells you all you can eat is salads, that sort of thing. The clean eating thing, I don't believe in it, as I don't believe it's sustainable. Even with a flexible dieting approach, you're still eating a lot of those foods, You're doing it in a way in which you can still work things in to treat yourself and to help yourself feel fulfilled and like you're living a whole life. So, I mean, that's another thing. Number 3, goals. If your coach, trainer, whoever does not ask you about your goals, how can they help you to reach them? So, not only should they be asking you about your goals, but they should be helping you to set realistic and attainable goals. This is important for numerous reasons, but mainly so you can track your progress. Even with the people who work in the cardiac and pulmonary rehab that I'm working with right now, we set realistic and achievable goals that we can look at. Yes, I did. No, I did not. And that is an extremely important thing that they should be helping you out with, and that they should be keeping in mind. Unfortunately, I am about out of time as I have to go back into work now because I'm on my lunch break. So hopefully I will bring up some more ideas, and I will get a Coaching Red Flags 2, and we can continue this conversation about things you might want to keep in mind when looking to hire somebody to help you out with your fitness journey.